I think there's something you should know about me. I just happen to like trials, I like danger, I like fire, I like nitro, I like getting it wild, I like a bit of blast, I like taking it fast, I like going to the end and doing it with no class. Just trust me on this. The moment you've been waiting for, kiss of death. And I'll meet you at the next step. But you can't beat me, so baby, get in line and guess where I'm coming from all sides. High above, files blasting off Monday Nitro. It's on.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the bonus stage Warehouse. My name is Jeff Ward.
My name is Tom Higgins.
And we were going to do this episode about the PS Vita versus the 3DS, but we both forgot each of those systems, and we're honestly too lazy to go back and get them. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Trials Evolution, which came out last week on the Xbox. Was it last week?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago on the Xbox Live Arcade, and it is a sequel to the fantastic Trials HD. Now, this is only available on Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which sucks.
I think on Steam, actually.
Okay, so you can still get it if you have a PC, a Steam-enabled PC. Really sucks if you're on PS3 because this is a game that everybody should play. But I know that a lot of people who have a PS3 also have a 360 and vice versa.
Yeah.
There aren't very many out there now. I mean, it's still a large part, but it's becoming a minority who only have one console. So anyway, Trials Evolution. Awesome. I bought it, actually. Loving the game. Bought it after I played the demo because I learned my own lesson from I'm Alive. Fantastic game. Really is, a cut above. I would say it's like, Trials HD was great. This is at least 3 times better. I mean, They really put a lot of shit into this game that makes you want to keep playing, It's hard to stop once you start playing it. It really is.
Yeah.
You're constantly unlocking stuff, getting new bikes, getting new licenses, getting new places to ride. It's a ton of fun. Just a ton of fun.
Yeah. It's really nothing... I don't want to take away from the game, but it's really nothing new on top of Trials HD. It's the same mechanics, same gameplay. It's just they put more of that in the game than there was in the last one, which I'm happy to pay $15 for.
Yeah,
honestly.
The tracks are something that's really different. There's a lot more interactive stuff with the tracks. Or sorry, I guess it's not really interactive. A lot
more variety.
But there's a lot more variety. There's a lot more things happening around you. One of the things is we talked about this on the show last week. The game isn't just in a warehouse, which is really cool because essentially all the tracks in Trials HD are built in this big gigantic warehouse, never-ending warehouse, and they were really fun. But the background never changed. Essentially, you're looking at the same thing all over again. It gets a little boring. You're all over the map here. I mean, you're in chemical plants. You're in sewage treatment facilities.
Normandy beaches.
Yeah, Normandy beaches. I was playing in Train Yard today. Weird kind of Mayan ruin type of things. The roller coaster level is so much fun. And it takes what Trials HD did to an entirely new level. It is super high, tracks, massive jumps, tons of shit blowing up all around you, and then of course just built around that great rider system control. And really, you move the control stick forward to lean forward, back to lean back, and you throttle and brake with the control triggers. That's it.
That's really all there is. It's nice that they didn't change any of the controls. The controls are exactly the same, which is great. And the game the first time around didn't use the entirety of the controller, the D-pad, half the face buttons. I don't even think the bumpers did anything.
I don't think so either.
Pretty much the same thing this time around. The controls are identical. There's nothing new. And again, that's not a detractor from the game. It's just more of what made the first game good.
Yeah, it's not like they're charging you an outrageous amount for the same game.
I would have happily paid $20 for Trials HD.
Yeah, it's a $15 game, 1,200 points. It's the baseline kind of standard for a game like this. But it's not just it's the tracks really that make the game. The gameplay doesn't need to change. The tracks do, and there's so many different kinds in this game that it really makes you feel like you're playing a completely different game. And that's where the game shines, is the tracks and the environments they're hard as shit, by the way. I mean, the game is easy at first and it gets hard fast and punishingly hard. But one of the things that Trials does really well, like a lot of other kind of quick reaction games, let's say Super Meat Boy, as soon as you're dead, boom, you're right back on the track, no loading screens, super fast, always progressing, that kind of thing.
Yeah. The one thing I really like about the game is it actually gives you 2 kinds of checkpoints. You have one where, as you progress through the level, you're going to hit little Sonic-esque checkpoints where you get the little flag saying, yeah, you hit it. As you keep going, and you can press B at any time to jump back to that previous checkpoint. But if you feel like you've screwed up enough or you're just not happy with your run in general, you can press the back button, and it immediately takes you to the front, like just, again, back to the start of the level.
Yeah.
No loading, just boom.
Yeah, and one of the cool things is the next person up on your friends list who has the fastest score will appear in this, not as a rider, but as this just essentially a dot with their name above it, and you can see how far along they are if they're behind or in front of you. That makes you want to play so much more because you just want to beat, you don't even care who that person is, you just want to beat them.
Yeah.
And that is really addicting. I just need to beat this guy who's in front of me on my friends list. I don't even know why. I just need to do it. It's not like you get an achievement for doing it, but I just want to because I just got to beat him. It's like this gamer crack thing. Now, in Trials HD, they also had like supplementary games that didn't involve the motorcycle, or kind of did, but you know, like the one where you're balancing inside the sphere or on the top of. They still have those.
You get the skis.
Yeah. Skis is really fun in Trials Evolution. It's actually a blast. I don't understand how they go that fast, but it's really, really fun. They also have kind of the sphere thing as well, too, but your rider's not on it or inside of it. It's just a sphere, and you're kind of guiding it through this weird, like, Super Monkey Ball type of maze, just trying to get to the farthest part. That's a lot of fun. They're called circus games. They're supplementary. They're not in the story, or the story, in the main campaign.
Yeah.
Tons of rides to do. Also, the tracks aren't just straight. They curve around, and you don't notice it at first, but they get more pronounced later on, and they're a little weird because it feels like you got to turn, but you don't. You essentially just keep moving in the same direction,
Yeah.
but your rider turns, and it just kind of weirds out your eyes a little bit. It's strange.
That's one of the biggest parts I really like about the game is with the first Trials, it got really boring and really stale quickly, always in that warehouse. And just always in a straight line, up, down, you know, just following the track. This one, it's really nice just to have that little bit more of a depth and a detail in the level.
Yeah.
Where you're still driving in a straight line, per se. You're not turning, you have no control over that. But if you go forward, you know, you hit the bend, you're going to follow the bend. But it just adds so much more to the level.
Yeah.
It's insane how that little detail makes it just that much more better. Like,
Yeah.
that much more better. But
Great wordplay there. This guy graduated high school. Took you a while, though. This is a fantastic game. If you have a 360, if you're looking for something to play, you're going to get minimum 5 hours of enjoyment out of this. And then there's a lot of, like, kind of that, I need to go back and get gold and everything, and you can still go and do that. Ton of fun, well worth the $15. And I really hope we see something else from these guys because they have knocked it out of the park twice in a row now. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see a Trials 3, but I'd also love to see something else from them as well, too, just to see what else they can kind of cut their teeth on.
Yeah.
Both really good games. You know, go buy Trials again, too. Like, that's a really good game still. I don't know if it's come down in price. I would hope so.
probably not.
But it might be 1,200 points still. If it's 800, absolutely get it. If it's 1,200, just go with Evolution because it's a better game.
Yeah.
And there's like no continuity between them, so it's not like, oh, I didn't play Trials. Am I going to get
happened to
Trials
the rider?
Evolution? Yeah. Am I going to get Trials Evolution? And like, yeah, you'll get it. Don't worry.
And one of the nice things about this game is it's not a little known fact, but this is actually the first push by Microsoft with their Arcade Next, which is we talked about it a couple months ago on a radio show that we do. What it is essentially Microsoft wanted to make the arcade titles bigger and better. That means more achievements and more gamer score out of them. So this is the first game, period, that has 30 achievements and 400 gamer score, and it's from Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah.
The other game, Bloodforge, just came out this week, as well as there's Fable Heroes coming out next, and what's the last one? Minecraft. They're all going to be these big titles that have a lot of this content, so it's nice to see.
I won't get either of the, Bloodforge or Fable. I think Fable looks ridiculous, but we'll talk about that on the show tonight on the radio show. I'm still not sold on Minecraft yet. I'm on the fence on that one because I have it on the computer, and I don't know if I need it on the 360. Unless there's some really good multiplayer stuff in there, like there better be
There's
some.
There's a 4-player split screen. I know that doesn't really affect you since you don't really have people over.
Yeah.
But that's a fun thing. I have friends over on most weekends just for a few beers and gaming, and I think that could make it a lot more fun.
Yeah, if there was like hosting where I hosted a map or a server or something on my Xbox, that would be really cool, and Tom could jump in or whatever. That would be awesome. Other than that, it's going to take a lot for me to kind of want to get that game. But anyway, Trials Evolution, absolutely go buy it. Fantastic game. $15, 1,200 points, Xbox Live Arcade. Go pick that up now.
And Steam.
And on Steam as well, too. Until next time, we're your hosts. My name is Jeff Ward.
My name is Tom Higgins.
And we'll see you later.